You Only Live Once costs the average American $340,000 over their lifetime. That is not a typo. $340,000 spent on concerts, last-minute flights, luxury dinners, impulsive purchases, and experiences purchased on credit, all justified by 4 letters: YOLO. Here is what the research actually shows about living in the moment. The happiness from most experiential purchases returns to baseline within 2 weeks, but the debt from financing them can follow you for years. This is not living once, this is going broke once. Welcome back to Money Mind Dojo. This is episode 6 of The Psychology of Invisible Traps. If you missed episode 5 on subscription fatigue, the link is in the description. Each episode builds on the last. Let us continue. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. But understanding the psychology behind YOLO spending could be the difference between retiring in freedom and working until you cannot. Americans spent $765 billion on experience-driven purchases in 2024. Concerts, dining, festivals, travel, events. That number has grown 34% since 2020. And the majority of it was financed. The average millennial now carries $59,000 in total debt. And a significant portion of that debt is not from necessity. It is from the sincere belief that experiences are always worth having now, rather than planning for later. YOLO is not just a phrase, it is a psychological trigger. And understanding what it triggers in the brain is critical to understanding why it is so expensive. Researchers at the University of Missouri found something remarkable. When people are reminded of their mortality, their limited time on Earth, impulsive spending increases by up to 300%. This is called terror management theory. When confronted with our finite nature, our brains seek immediate, tangible experiences to assert that we are alive, relevant, and present. Spending becomes a form of existential proof. YOLO marketing has weaponized this. Concert promoters, travel companies, luxury brands, festival organizers, they all speak the language of now. Limited, exclusive, once in a lifetime. These are not descriptions. They are fear triggers. They activate your mortality awareness and then offer spending as the solution. And it works because of another cognitive mechanism: the focusing illusion. When you imagine a future experience, the concert, the trip, the dinner, you tend to focus on the peak moment and ignore everything surrounding it: the travel delays, the crowds, the hangover, the credit card statement. The experience in imagination is pure. In reality, it is mixed. But you bought the imagined version. Here is the deeper problem. Even when the experience is everything you imagined, it does not deliver what you were seeking when you bought it. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. It is the mind's tendency to return to a stable emotional baseline, regardless of what happens to you, good or bad. Win the lottery, and within a year, your happiness returns to roughly where it was before. Attend the most spectacular concert of your life, and within 2 weeks, your daily emotional state is indistinguishable from where it was before. This is not pessimism. It is neuroscience, and it means that the experiential purchases marketed as life-changing are, in reality, temporary elevations that cost permanent money. Philip Brickman's landmark study, the one that introduced hedonic adaptation to mainstream psychology, compared lottery winners to paraplegics 1 year after their life-changing events. Both groups reported roughly the same level of daily happiness as the average person. The extraordinary event, in either direction, barely moved the long-term needle. If an extraordinary event does not permanently change your happiness, what does? Research consistently shows autonomy, meaningful relationships, purposeful work, and financial freedom. None of those require YOLO spending. All of them are undermined by YOLO debt. The antidote to YOLO spending is not NOLO living. It is conscious experience design. Research from Cornell University by Thomas Gilovich, the leading academic on experiential spending, found that people who anticipate experiences in advance report higher long-term happiness than those who purchase impulsively. The anticipation period itself generates happiness. Planning a trip 3 months out gives you 3 months of joy in addition to the experience. Buying it on impulse gives you the weekend. The rule is simple. Earn the experience, save for it, anticipate it, and when you have it fully, without the shadow of debt. This is not deprivation. It is maximizing the very happiness that YOLO promises but cannot deliver. And consider what you are actually trading when you YOLO. Every unplanned concert on credit, every spontaneous trip on a card, every impulse purchase justified by living once is a trade. You are trading financial autonomy for a temporary elevation. You are trading the freedom to leave a job you hate for the experience of a weekend you will forget. The trade is real. Most people just do not see it that way. You do only live once. That is exactly right. Which is why it is worth asking how you want to use that one life, reacting to marketing triggers, or building something that cannot be taken from you. The most expensive 4 letters in the English language are not YOLO. They are the debt you took on to prove to yourself you were living. In the next episode, Episode 7, we expose the social spending guilt trip, the financial pressure hidden inside your friendships. You do not want to miss it. Hit subscribe so you do not miss a single episode. Like this video if this reframed the way you think about spontaneous spending, and share it with someone who could use this perspective. This is Money Mind Dojo. Train your mind. Build your wealth.